Mission Impossible Junk Journal Force, MIJJF, is an illustrated fictional story of steampunk animals saving their real food source of meat and natural ingredients because it is being replaced by faux and fake plant-based foods manufactured in a lab. We think we've created a contemporary and humorous look at the food industry of the world today. Hi everyone, Patty here. Enjoy our journal flip-through while I entertain you with a fictional story that we think you will find quite entertaining. The pet food industry has been hit with a disruption in supplies and ingredients, and we are suspicious that there is not a shortage, but they are trying to replace the meat ingredients with plant-based fillers, and the pet community is in turmoil. We believe that the RBP, Really Bad Pets, is behind this malicious move to turn pet food into kibble of unhealthy, unflavorable, unwanted substance. RBP are the #1 suspects that are the cause for this shortage of real food. They've tried to do it 3 different ways. These are in the tin on the front of the journal. They have removed all pet meat products production and the supplies to both wholesale and retail outlets and tried to create a misinformation on how to both buy and sell these unwanted plant-based products around the world. Mrs. Tweet is sitting on her perch in her condo in Maui overlooking the Pacific Ocean, enjoying her morning cup of tea with milk. That's milk from a real cow, when she hears a knock at the door. As she answers the door, there's a young cat that asks her, "Why is the sky yellow on Tuesdays?" And Mrs. Tweet answers, "Mountains are often made of chocolate." The cat says, "You've answered the code correctly. Here is your package." As Mrs. Tweet returns inside and sits the package on the table, she opens it and a recording starts. "Good morning, Mrs. Tweet. This message gives you important information on the global attack against pet food. The members of RBP are suspected of causing the interference with the pet food industry that has caused this worldwide turmoil. The players suspected in this are Mr. Gray and Miss Kitty, and you will find nothing new in this as you have been trying to bring them to justice for many years. As always, if you choose to accept this mission, if any of your team is caught, you could be neutered and or spayed and will be disavowed and turned into the nearest humane society. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Mrs. Tweet contacts her team members, beginning with Mr. White, who is an expert in tactical warfare and how to get kibble out of the refrigerator. Mr. Blackbird is a computer genius who handles the technical running of the team. Miss Katrina coordinates the mission perfectly. Mr. Meow is an expert at disguise. Mr. McRuff, who is the physical trainer of the team, often showing how to chase a car without getting hit. And Mr. Hoot, the espionage expert. The team all agrees to take the mission. They have been informed that there are 3 clues that would reveal the cause and culprits of this mission. These 3 clues are found in a metal tin on the front of the journal. Finding the journal will be the first job for our team, and then using the clues to not only solve this mission, but also to bring Mr. Gray and Miss Kitty to justice, where they will be sent to live with a little old lady who has 50 other cats for the remainder of their days. The journal was reported last and had been seen in the San Diego Zoo, believing to be hidden in the aviary. Miss Wheat gives all the team their assignments as her and Mr. Hoot head to San Diego and the aviary. Mr. White accompanies them and creates an opening in the cage of the aviary where Miss Tweet and Mr. Hoot fly through the cage and start to search for the journal. While looking, they have arrived at lunchtime and are able to swallow a few mice before they get back to their task. They find the journal in the nest of a turkey vulture, and Mr. Hoot must keep him busy and avoid his dangerous talons as Miss Tweet retrieves the journal and gives Mr. Hoot the sign it's time to flee. As the three of them prepare to head back to Maui, Mr. White books a flight for himself in the first-class cargo section, and Miss Tweet and Mr. Hoot choose to fly back on their own. As the team gathers back at the condo in Maui, they examine the journal, and Mr. White is suspicious that the metal tin on the front of the journal that holds the 3 clues might be booby-trapped in some way. After the team all look it over, they decide on how to open the tin. There is a branch on the front of the journal that covers the tin. As they gently hold the branch back, they can open the tin and reveal the 3 clues. There is a key, a rare coin, and a small vial full of glistening objects. Mr. Blackbird immediately begins to research the 3 objects on his computer. After photographing, X-raying, and exposing them to heat and light variations, he enters all of his information into the recognition files of his computer. Almost instantly, the computer begins to provide details on each of the objects, realizing that the answer to these clues lies within the pages of the journal. All the members use their special talents to scour the pages for the answers to these clues. While the team talks amongst themselves, Miss Katerina quietly suggests, "I have noticed there are 3 pages that have a key on them, and all of these pages are made out of plant-based material from the Himalayan mountaintops." Mr. McRuff perks up and says, "That makes sense. The information from the computer reveals that this rare coin is from the region of the Indian and China border." Mr. Blackbird speaks up. "This ties all 3 of them together. The flakes in the bottle are byproducts used in the making of pet food that is made from plants and other man-made ingredients found only in this area of the world." Miss Tweet says, "It appears that RBP is the one behind these changes in the pet food industry, and it looks like we're off to the Himalayas." Arriving in the Himalayas, the team sets up and begins to use their individual talents to trace the activities of RBP. Mr. Blackbird soon finds, with the use of his computer, a supply chain and distribution record of these plant-based products, all leading back to the company Bad Boy Pets Foods, with its warehouse in Kathmandu. The team prepares to go on an undercover mission as they infiltrate the warehouse. They find supplies and machinery producing these plant-based pet foods. And the smell was disgusting. Mr. White sets charges throughout the warehouse and tells the team they must leave immediately. As they gather outside, there is a mass explosion destroying all of the supplies and machinery. Mr. Gray and Miss Kitty try to escape out of the back of the warehouse, where there is a hot air balloon waiting for them. Only to find their escape is surrounded by animal control and placed under arrest. They are sentenced to be neutered and spayed and soon sent to the house of the little old lady and her 50 cats. Mr. Tweet gathers her team and tells them, "Good job. You are all on leave till our next mission. Attaboy.